Napoleon Bonaparte's life story reads like a dramatic epic, full of ambition, brilliance, and ultimately tragedy. Born Napoleone Bonaparte in 1769 on the island of Corsica, his family were minor nobility, but their fortunes were modest. His birthplace, Ajaccio, was a far cry from the glittering halls of power in Paris, yet destiny had other plans for the young Napoleon. From a young age, he displayed a keen intellect and a thirst for knowledge, devouring books on history, strategy, and philosophy. This intellectual curiosity was matched by a fierce ambition and an unshakable belief in his own abilities. At the tender age of 9, Napoleon left Corsica to pursue a military education in mainland France. He faced the challenges of adapting to a new language and culture, as well as enduring the taunts of his peers who saw him as an outsider. However, Napoleon persevered, burying himself in his studies at the Brienne Military School and later at the prestigious École Militaire in Paris. His dedication paid off, and he excelled in his military training, particularly in the areas of artillery and mathematics. In 1785, at the remarkably young age of 16, he graduated from the École Militaire, embarking on a military career that would forever alter the course of European history. Napoleon's early military career was marked by both frustration and opportunity. He spent the initial years after graduation in various garrison postings, yearning for action and a chance to prove himself on the battlefield. The French Revolution of 1789 provided that opportunity, throwing France into turmoil and creating a power vacuum that Napoleon would eventually fill. His first major success came during the siege of Toulon in 1793. Serving as an artillery officer, Napoleon's tactical genius shone through. He devised a brilliant plan to capture key fortifications from British and Royalist forces, leading to the recapture of the strategically vital port city for the revolutionary government. This victory catapulted Napoleon into the spotlight, earning him recognition and promotion to the rank of brigadier general at the age of 24. Napoleon's star continued to rise in the tumultuous world of revolutionary politics. In 1795, he played a pivotal role in suppressing a royalist uprising in Paris, known as the 13 Vendémiaires. Tasked with defending the government at the Tuileries Palace, Napoleon's swift and decisive use of artillery, famously dubbed a whiff of grapeshot, dispersed the royalist threat and solidified his reputation as a skilled military commander and a reliable supporter of the revolution. His actions on that day saved the government and cemented his image as a man of action, capable of restoring order amidst chaos. The Italian campaign of 1796 to 1797 marked a turning point in Napoleon's career and cemented his reputation as a military genius. Entrusted with command of the French army of Italy, he faced a formidable foe in the Austrian and Piedmontese forces. What followed was a series of stunning victories that showcased Napoleon's strategic brilliance, tactical flexibility, and ability to inspire his troops. At Lodi, Mantua, and Rivoli, he outmaneuvered and outfought his opponents, winning battle after battle despite being outnumbered and undersupplied. Napoleon's success in Italy wasn't solely due to his military prowess. He proved to be a shrewd diplomat, negotiating favorable peace treaties with the defeated Italian states and solidifying French influence in the region. The Treaty of Campo Formio, signed in 1797, marked the end of the Italian campaign and recognized French gains in the region. Napoleon's triumphant return to Paris cemented his status as a national hero. He was feted by the public and admired for his victories, his youth, and his charisma. Seeking to further expand French power and strike a blow against British interests, Napoleon proposed an ambitious expedition to Egypt. He envisioned a grand strategic move to disrupt British trade routes to India and establish French dominance in the eastern Mediterranean. Landing in Egypt in 1798, Napoleon's forces initially achieved success, defeating the Mamluk rulers at the Battle of the Pyramids. He presented the campaign as a liberation of the Egyptian people from oppressive rule, promoting education and modernizing administration. However, Napoleon's Egyptian adventure soon encountered significant challenges. The French fleet was destroyed by Admiral Nelson at the Battle of the Nile, stranding Napoleon's army in Egypt. Moreover, his attempts to win over the local population faced resistance, and his troops found themselves bogged down in a protracted and costly campaign. Despite these setbacks, Napoleon remained undeterred. He continued to campaign in Egypt and Syria, achieving a notable victory at the Siege of Acre, before ultimately deciding to return to France in 1799. The Egyptian campaign, while ultimately a military failure, showcased Napoleon's ambition and his ability to operate on a global strategic stage. By 1799, France was in a state of political instability and economic turmoil. The Directory, the government that had emerged from the revolution, was weak and unpopular. Napoleon, sensing an opportunity, returned to France from Egypt, leaving his army behind. His arrival was met with a mix of apprehension and excitement. The public still saw him as a hero, but the government viewed him with suspicion. Napoleon, however, was not interested in simply returning to his former life. He saw the weakness of the Directory as a chance to seize power and reshape France in his own image. On November 9, 1799, he staged a coup d'état known as the Coup of 18 Brumaire. With the support of key military and political figures, Napoleon overthrew the Directory, establishing a new government known as the Consulate. Napoleon, unsurprisingly, appointed himself as first consul, effectively becoming the ruler of France. The consulate marked the beginning of Napoleon's transformation from a brilliant general into a powerful statesman. He quickly set about consolidating his power and restoring order to France. He centralized the government, creating a more efficient and streamlined bureaucracy. He reformed the tax system, making it fairer and more equitable. And he made peace with the Catholic Church, signing the Concordat of 1801, which recognized Catholicism as the majority religion of France while maintaining state control over church affairs. These reforms were immensely popular with the French people, who were tired of the chaos and instability of the revolutionary period. Napoleon's strong leadership, his commitment to order, and his ability to get things done resonated with the public. He presented himself as the savior of the revolution, the one who could finally bring peace and stability to France. In 1802, a plebiscite was held, and the French people overwhelmingly voted to make Napoleon first consul for life. The die was cast. Napoleon Bonaparte was now the undisputed master of France.